How's it going?
It's going great, Sharif. Good to see you, sir. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Good to see you, man. Happy Friday.
Yeah. I was scheduled for an interview this morning, but I canceled it because I'm in the middle of finishing up my course careers course.
Mhm.
So once I take the final sometime next week, I'll be able to concentrate a little bit better on the task that your company has assigned to me. So I just want to let you know I'm not being lazy. I can only do one thing at a time, I think,
Yeah, no, I understand. No worries, no worries.
you know. But and then I'll catch up on all those wonderful applications that have been sent out. But I got to make sure I get a good score on this final.
Yeah,
That's really what I'm concerned about.
I feel it. I feel it. I hear you for sure. Well, yeah, we'll keep lining you up with some interviews.
Please do.
Let's see. Jasper, what's good? What's good, bro? I just saw your text too. Bro, I hear you've been crushing it.
Yeah, I got like 3 months of bonuses like fully maxed out lined up. So I got policies rolling in. So
What?
Congratulations.
like my growth for like last month for like one of my we have two different main lines of growth. They wanted me to grow by like $13,000 on top of whatever I already had the previous year for my territories, and I ended up growing by like 36,000 or something. So I'm getting that fully maxed out, and then every 6 months they like reevaluate your contract, like your salary and your bonuses and stuff. And I'm almost maxing out my bonuses like almost every month, so I should see a raise from that. It's almost probably like a couple thousand up or something to max out, and then like a salary bump up too. So I should be at like six digits. I can't lie. Um,
What?
in like a couple months or something. Yeah.
Sheesh. How, man, what you so how many months have you been in the role again?
I'm coming up on 5 months, so that 6 month
Oh,
like check in is coming in soon. So once we have that check in, there's no reason why they wouldn't give me a raise because like every number is getting murdered, and I'm capping out my bonuses. Like I said, other people's bonuses like they're getting like 4 to 7 grand bonuses for every other biweekly checks, just monthly. So like you can really work that up at this company.
dang. So you're probably doing like what, like 8K, like pushing like 10K months just with that one role alone?
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. Especially after this next bonus, like after tax, I'm above six. So before that,
Dang.
yeah, probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. You're crushing it. Sheesh. Goodness. What would you say in terms of like tips? Cause yeah, 6 months ago you weren't even like in the tech space. Like what tips would you say made the biggest difference for you just to be able to pick up the role and be successful?
As far as picking up the role, like even though you're sending out automated resumes, still go use every platform you possibly can to send in as many resumes as possible. LinkedIn, the easy applies. If you spend like 30 minutes on that a day, you're getting so many in. It's like don't read into it too much. And then even if it's a gig you don't like still go interview for it. So when the gig you do like comes in, you're not even stressed about them. You can just chat with them and just keep it rolling. And then once you get in it, like just grinding and product knowledge and shit like that is what's helped me, and just getting help from other people if you're new in the space. I mean, everybody I work with is pretty cool, and just not being afraid to ask people questions. Same thing with here, not being afraid to ask people questions if you're kind of struggling. So
That's facts. I like that a lot. In terms of like the people that you're getting the most value from like at the company, are you asking your account executives more questions, or is it more like asking like the other successful SDRs, stealing
So
their
yeah,
templates?
we have BDRs and RSMs. I'm a BDR, so I'm digital. Our RSMs are in person. So I talk to agencies. We're kind of all account executives. We're like account managers, sort of. We all have territories, but the RSMs handle bigger company agencies, and I handle smaller ones more digitally. I have a really good connection with a couple of the RSMs, and all of them have been promoted from BDRs. So
Mm,
they have that past experience of how to kill it in that sector. I do talk to some BDRs, but I have a really good connection with one RSM. I literally have her on like speed dial all the time. We talk to each other, and you know, those people know. Like I was talking to her, like this is what they want you to do, but this is how you can actually make yourself the most money, and
mm,
figuring out shit like that. So, yeah, just I guess in that position, it'd probably be account execs because they've been there, done that,
right.
and I've moved on from that.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I want to ask too. So at the 6 months, you literally like maxed out all the bonuses in the SDR role. Do you think either maybe say they offered you just a higher base, higher commission, like a better comp plan, so you could just keep maxing it out? Or I know you said the regional sales manager, like the RSM role, is some type of in person, even though it's a chill company and like you probably wouldn't have to be there every single day. Would you stick with the BDR role if it's a higher pay and stay remote? Or would you do the like regional sales manager if some of it was in person, but it was like even higher than what they offered in the BDR?
Yeah, so they've kind of rolled me, or they didn't roll me. I kind of like, they don't have a RSM for my territory, for
Mhm.
my states. They hired me locally, so that I'd have like knowledge of the agencies around me because I work in the states around me. I talk to those people. They don't have an RSM for my territories, like I've said. And as far as the RSMs, you know, the traveling is pretty light. They make their own schedules, and when they do, they're going to like baseball games and football games at the agency, like going golfing and stuff.
Yeah, paid for too on the company dime.
Yeah, it's all paid for. So like I kind of tried to force myself into that role. We've had a couple of agencies since we don't have an RSM. There are bigger ones. I'm like, hey, can I go visit these people in person? And so I've been
Mhm.
kind of try to make myself almost more of an RSM. So then once I've been killing at the company for long enough, they know it's going to be a smooth transition with no issues because I've already been doing that in person stuff. So it's definitely something that I take up because like the money's pretty nuts. The traveling is super lax. You're taking flights and nice hotels and golfing and stuff.
Mm.
And the pay, like I said, like there's some of the RSMs that are really killing it that are doing like getting like what is that? I don't know their salaries. They're probably like I'm at like 2K biweekly just on my base salary. They're probably upwards like 3. They've been there for a while with $4,000 to $6,000 bonuses on that for every other check. So you know that racks up pretty damn high. So that's
Yeah.
definitely something I'd want to take advantage of. You know, to travel, and some of them only go out for like 1 or 2 weeks a month, and the rest of it they're still remote. So it'd be like 50% traveling, and that traveling's nice hotels, like say less.
Yeah, that's really chill. That's
So,
fire, bro. You've been crushing it. Anyone have any questions for Jasper while we've got him on here? Um, any questions? Let's see. I'm gonna let a couple other people in. Yeah, anyone have questions?
Hey, Jasper, this is Gilbert. What type of sales engagement software do you use and CRM software do you use at your company? Just curious.
like, sorry, what was that again? I had a hard time hearing it. Like, what?
Sure. Yeah. Do you use
Like tech stack.
Salesforce or Salesloft or
Yeah,
Outreach
yeah.
or
My
Funnel?
company uses Salesforce. I also my position isn't so much like the average like SDR role. You know, a lot of like it's more. So I don't really know how to explain it. If Sharif knows what my role is, but yeah, I do use Salesforce. I just wanted to like make it clear. I have kind of a odd position. I don't know. It's not one that people would usually get on their first gig. It's like it's all inbound to me. You know, I already have a bunch of accounts that I manage. I don't really know if you'd call it an SDR role. Sharif, would you call it that? Like account manager? I don't really know. I'm technically a BDR. That's my
Yeah,
position name, but it's kind of different, you know.
yeah. It's like a it's a mix. It's like an all sales role almost. It's like you're doing a little bit of like outbound, inbound, and you're also doing a lot of like account management as well. Like the role you found and then the role Tyler found as well. Like you guys both got some super chill roles with high base salaries. So it's almost
Yeah,
like it's tough to like, but it's literally like just looking for SDR, BDR, like on paper when you're typing it in LinkedIn. But every single company, and I forget who was asking those questions. I don't know if it was Gilbert. You had those questions on Wednesday's call about, yeah, Gilbert talking about targeting inside sales versus outbound sales. And it's like every company will call it the same thing, but they all define it differently when you actually get
yeah.
in. So that's where the questions on the interview prep template come in handy of, is it more inbound versus outbound? How many leads are your team supplied? And all those good questions.
And also like only two other things I could think of. This is what I told Tyler because I tried to help him a little bit more with when he got his role. He ended up doing pretty well. Is like when you're doing the interviews, you know, it is all business, but like I would bet money that the way I got my roles, you know, my final interview with the manager, like we went way over time because we were just chatting and we got like super cool. So if you're like in one of those deeper interviews, maybe not try to not keep it all business. You find something and get him talking. You guys like become homies. See that they're definitely gonna like you and see that you can create relationships and can just talk. And then as far as success, like after you get hired, getting nerdy with the data has like really helped me. Like we use like Power BI at my company. That was one of the things that RSM really told me to do. And like, you can call and stuff depending on your position though. Like you have certain data to work with and really reading into that and kind of making your life easier, working smarter, not harder has like really helped me. Because to be honest, I only got like 4 hours of work and I'm knocking out, maxing everything out I can. So
Dang. So 4 hours of work a day, BDR job. You've only been there 6 months. You're maxing out all the bonuses and everything. In terms of like when you're saying using the data and pulling reports, is it data on like these are the closed won deals over the last 6 months, and then you go and target all the similar like companies, whether it's by revenue or by industry or by like employee size? Or
yeah,
like
there's a whole bunch of like different vectors and stuff. But like for us, it's around insurance. We have agencies and we with Power BI, they were using QuickSight before. That shit kind of sucked. Power BI is pretty cool. You can get really in depth with it. You can see who's sending in quotes, what's happened with that quote, if anybody even responded to it, if it didn't get approved, if it was too expensive, all that stuff. So then other things like agencies, like size, like you said, how big their books are compared to how much they do with us. Then when you're calling them, you're not just like beating at a bad door and calling
yeah,
someone that they already have 90% of their books with us versus somebody that only has 5. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, but a lot of people just dial and dial and dial when they could be doing half the dials and be getting just as much success, just having smarter ones by spending like a few minutes looking at the data and stuff like that.
that's facts for sure. I definitely seen the more time you spend up front, like on the personalization and researching the lead, so you know what to say when you do get them on the phone. Yeah, you could definitely cut down the amount of work and time you're spending. Also, anything in terms of like tonality you think when you're on the phones, or like how in depth is the cold calling, and like anything that in terms of just advice or tips or like inside knowledge you can give some of the new members, of like what's it actually like when you have to start cold calling um as well.
Yeah, I do a bit of cold calling that comes in with like the data as well. Before I call any agency, I go to their website, I look up the people, see their positions, I see, the different things that they write. And so when I call them, I'm not calling them and saying something immediately that's going to turn them off. Like we don't even write down, need to talk to this guy and hang up on them. Like they do like homes and like businesses, bring up those. And then also market research, like look in their state, see what markets are tough in that state, so that when you talk to them, you're not offering something that they easily can attain somewhere else. You want to help them
Right.
out, be their friend. And then, like I said, same thing like with the manager, like be their friend. If there's something you can chat about with them over the phone to get them talking, they're going to open up so much more because they're going to be all closed off. They don't know who you are, but if you make some random joke or something, you pick up on anything and make it not business, they'll open up a whole lot more to you.
Yeah, that's facts. That's a good point. I like that a lot. Anyone else have questions for Jasper while he's here?
Yeah, I have some questions. When you first started interviewing with your current company, Jasper, what was your attire? In other words, did you dress casual when you did interviews with them? I'm assuming you did it over a video conference call, or were you formal? Coat and tie. You know what I mean? White shirt. Well, how
Yeah,
did you prepare?
like
How did you
yeah, I
interview?
went formal. I went formal, especially as like a younger guy. Most of the people I interview with are a lot older than me, and they definitely see my generation as not. It's kind of rare to see kids my age, like full like shirt and tie and stuff like that. I know you're probably a little older than me, but I went fully like that. Even if the managers weren't, they already have the job. I don't already have the job, so once they brought us on, it wasn't actually that formal. But even when I went down to my company for the first time, I was one of the only guys in like a full shirt and tie and slacks and nice dress shoes, and my manager loved it. So I don't think there's ever any reason not to, unless you just don't have the damn clothes. But yeah, I went every interview I did. I at least did like a button up like polo or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I just wanted to pop in and say thanks, Sharif, because it has been,
Of course.
yeah, it's been pretty nutty, and I've been really loving the job. I'm like driving back from a trade show right now. I was just really nice part of Washington at a crazy hotel, fully paid with my company, and the chillest couple work days of my life, just in a trade show, talking, hanging out with people. So it was cool.
That's fire, bro. Now you've been crushing it, like well deserved all the success you've been seeing.
Appreciate it, bro.
I got a question for you, Jasper. Could you speak more on your Power BI I guess experience with your company, because I have a certification through data analysis, not really a sales role, but I just want to see how I could connect that certification to like potential interviews to bring that type of system in.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you're probably way better than me, dude. I'll be super honest. I would definitely mention that in your interviews, because if you know they use anything, any software like that, they're all pretty semi-similar. And if they know you can be good with data, and that's something you can do, I'd definitely. I mean, I don't know if you can attach that on your resume, but if you get any interviews, um, I didn't even have any of that. That's definitely something that would be helpful. Sharif probably have some better advice on that too. But yeah, I'd probably ask them like what softwares they use. And if they end up using Power BI, and you mentioned that, that's something, that's less money they have to spend training you, because every minute they spend teaching you something is money they're spending training you, instead of you trying to make them money. So
Facts.
you're just saving them money by already knowing that. So I definitely mentioned that somewhere.
It's facts.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
See. No other questions? Well, yeah, shoot, Jasper, if you want to stay on, we always appreciate having you on. Wealth of knowledge, like just your experience is motivational for sure. So I'll open it up too. If anybody else has any questions, Caleb, I know we got should have some interview updates. Kai,
Yes,
what's
sir.
good? What's good?
Hey, Sharif, I wanted to provide you a quick update. And I was supposed to have an interview today with Do It, if you remember.
Yeah.
And I have some news for that. I was severely it's good news and bad news. Like I was severely stressed out after it because the thing is, of course, I work 9 to 5:30. So anytime you want to do the interview, I cannot, because obviously these companies work also 9 to 5:30. So it would
Yeah.
have to be during my shift. Obviously, doing it in your car is not ideal, as in you'd prefer to have like a nice office that's isolated, good connection and whatnot. But I mean, there's physically nowhere nearby me. That's not going to take me 30 plus minutes to go to get into like a nice office. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
usually up until now, I mean, you doing it in my car, I tell them up front, hey, I work a full-time job, so this is my office, so don't mind the background. And they're usually cool with it. But this time was the exception, in which where I'm sure if I told them, hey, sorry, like I'm in my car right now, hope you understand. But apparently I didn't have good connection. And then it was very staticky on my part, they told me. And then after I said, hey, she told me, hey, let's reschedule. And I'm like, I'm panicking at this point. There's no way. Like, this is a good company. I did amazing the first interview, amazing the second interview. And I did 2 hours on a freaking assignment they made me do. And in my
Right.
mind, I'm like, bro, I'm not about to blow this, right? So she said, hey, let's reschedule. And in my mind, I'm like, fuck, like, no way. So immediately I emailed the recruiter, say, hey, this is a situation. Sorry for what happened. As you know, this is my only location. I guess in this case, the internet was bad, but I'd love to reschedule. I emailed her as well, and I DM'd the senior SDR on LinkedIn because I think
Right.
she was the golden nugget. Because the senior SDR, bro, me and her, we had an amazing second conversation. Well, the second round interview, amazing conversation, everything like that. So I texted
I
her, and
remember
she
she
even
was like
helped me
based in
prepare.
Florida.
Exactly. I mean, like, she pretty much helped me with the preparation for the third interview, anyways. And I told her, it's like, hey, listen, this was a situation. And as you know, because when I spoke with the senior SDR, I was in my car. I'll tell her, fine, whatever. And then, long story short, she was a G. She said, yeah, I got off the phone with the senior BDR. No, excuse me, with the manager. She said, hey, she didn't like it too much, whatever. But don't worry, you didn't blow the chance. Just try. We'll reschedule on Tuesday. And I'm all right, cool. Because I had everything prepared, bro. I had the script, I had the assignment, I had all the questions, and I was
Yeah,
feeling
I
good.
remember we did some good prep.
Bro, it was amazing. Like I had everything prepared, and then the internet went out. When the place I usually do it is perfect, but this time it
Dang.
didn't. It wasn't apparently, and then that made me panic. So I emailed all three of them just to make sure I have those connections. They know like I'm sincere about it. And then the recruiter, last thing, because I don't want to take too long. Last thing, the recruiter sent me an email back. It was a little bit stuck up, and I don't know if anybody in this call sees it too. But the tech industry, as you know, as it is very competitive, it's a very corporate space. A lot of people can be really stuck up and kind of like think that they're better or what something along those lines. And she said, "Well, Caleb," in the email, she said, "Well, Caleb, if you weren't available, if you weren't able to do that call during the interview, then why did you schedule it?" She said that in the email, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to argue
Yeah.
with her. There's no point in arguing with her because I'm trying to get a job. So me saying, "Oh, there's nowhere else I can go," blah blah blah, that's not going to help me out. So I guess that's
Right.
a pro tip. If you get challenged by anybody, don't fight. There's no point if you're trying to get a job, then you just gotta be sorry. In hindsight, it was a bad idea or whatever, just to make them feel better about themselves. And then now I have that interview on Tuesday. I actually took a half day, so I'm just gonna be at my
Yeah.
freaking house this time.
No, that's fire. I was definitely gonna say like call out Tuesday for sure.
Bro, I did.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it's gonna make me feel a little bit more apprehensive because, like, damn, all these interviews I've been doing it in my car. I tell them straight up, hey, I'm in my car. I work full time. I can't go anywhere else. Welcome to my office. Make a drug out of it. But I took a half day on Tuesday. I think it's gonna go good. If we can get through like the first icebreaker, like, oh, sorry for last week. I think it'll go great because I prepared very well. So yeah, that's my update. And I also have a interview with Ocean as well on Monday. Yeah, on Monday. So I have two interviews actually. Interesting.
Dang, I was gonna say that was gonna be the last tip I would give you is like with the OCN you don't I would say you don't want to push it back, but being that you got the half day on Tuesday, like maybe you just take
Yeah,
both of them, from home, because that would be my last
I was
tip
thinking that.
is like with Fahid, he was in here a little bit earlier. He left, but it was one day this week where I think Wednesday he had 7 interviews, and then like all in the same day. So what I would say is when you're doing like your Apollo outreach and like you're bulking it out, maybe instead of like, hey, when are you free? You just schedule all your interviews like one day a week. So like say all the work you're doing like this week, you take off next Friday, for example, and you schedule just all your interviews, like everyone is possible, schedule them all on that Friday. So you just have the full day, you're at home or you're in like some office, I would maybe not coffee shop, maybe library. But like you're just in a quiet place where like you're just dialed in. And then anytime that you're not doing interviews, like then you can just do more Apollo or something. But I would definitely say like if you can just like batch schedule all of them all in one day, like you'll be much better off.
Yeah,
And then
it's
just
just
work
the
on like a
tricky
written
part.
use for your job. Like I
Yeah.
just joined I'm gonna be doing like a custom like kickboxing like coaching program. So I'm gonna be taking off like 5 days in the next 2 weeks, but the program ends in 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, just make up some random bullshit. I got you. Like
Yeah. And
it's
like hype
just
it up
tricky.
like
Yeah, exactly. Got really say because I've been there for a while, so they trust me. I mean, it's just after so long of like, yo, can I get off? Can I get off? It's like it becomes a little suspicious, and they're not dumb people over there, so I can only imagine. It's just tricky because so many companies, and that has several rounds each company. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a bit annoying,
Well, that's
and
what I'm saying.
especially
So,
having
like say you take 3 weeks in a row and you're like boom every Friday, or you could do it like stagger it like this week I'm gonna take off Thursday and then next week Tuesday. So then you can even have like all the interviews you did Thursday, set them up on Tuesday, and you let the recruiter know at the end of the call, like, hey, like I said, I do work 9 to 5, but I've got next Tuesday off the full day. That's really the main day I'll be able to take these interviews from a quiet place like I am now. That's why this call went so good. So can we set something up for next Tuesday? I'd love to move forward. And then when you go back to your job, be like, guys, I got this kickboxing coach. Like, bro, he Thursdays and Tuesdays, I'm gonna be gone, but don't mess with me when I come back because like he's teaching me some new moves or something. And like you just hype it up. I'm like, oh yeah, no, Caleb's at kickboxing, whatever. Like, and then
Yeah,
that's how
Caleb, get punched in the face, then you have proof.
no,
Yeah,
don't,
bro.
don't go that far.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I just have to do it strategic, like in terms of outreach. I get a lot of response when I actually do that, and then just I guess like you said, over the 2-3 weeks, every Tuesday or Thursday or whenever, like 2 days out the week, it's just I have to make the most out of it because I only have so much paid time off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no facts.
it's tough out here for a pimp. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. It's cool.
It's hard out here for.
That's
we
what
did
I'm saying.
I
That's
hear
what I'm
that.
Facts, that's fire.
So, yeah.
Hi, what's good?
Oh, yo, Colin. Hi, I sent that off for you too, bro.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I actually do have kind of a sort of question update. I saw my hand got lowered, so I'm not sure what part in the queue I am, Sharif.
Yeah, I think you had raised yours first, and then Chantel, she's next.
Okay. So I think Jamie's in this chat, one of our idols, right? So she teased me a little bit in the private group, saying, so like, are you actually going to do something about this? And so I went a little bit overboard. So I did hire a personal assistant, got her a computer, got her an Apollo account, and had her basically build a list of, I think, like 500 contacts already for the outreach. And I just wanted to ask if any of you guys have like a paid Apollo plan, because she ran into the hard limit very quickly.
Yeah.
Because, she had the ICP and she's just building. Like, this woman is just insane. And so I was wondering, she told me it would refresh every month. I don't want to wait, Sharif. So if you have the paid plan, which paid? I also reached out to see if, like, for the auto dialer, and it's only like for a team of 3 people and all these different things, like, which of the pro or like super pro plans would you recommend, so that I can get like at least, I don't know, like, I think she said she has only like 300 people for the extension to like grab their info. Like, can we like double that, or like, do you have any info on that?
Yeah, definitely. I got you.
Oh, cool.
So honestly, I would just say the basic plan is where I would start. Right now, I've got the professional Apollo plan, but honestly, the only reason I upgraded to this is because like, so I've got a younger brother. He's in his junior year, starting in like basketball. He plays like junior varsity. So with the only difference with the professional is you can send automatic campaigns from different email inboxes. So like I can send campaigns from my email, I can send campaigns from his email, and you get up to like 5 different inboxes that you can just link. So that's the only difference. I mean,
that's actually kind of killer. If I would send out things and then my assistant would send out things,
yeah,
that would kick ass. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one I've got. It's $99 a month. But I mean, with literally, I could do pretty much everything with the basic plan except that. So.
And how many profiles can you scrape per month with that on the LinkedIn extension? Because I looked through this stuff, but I couldn't actually find it.
So it looks like I'm thinking, it would be probably the export credits then, 1,500.
Oh, that's export credits? Okay.
Yeah. For emails, and then looks like 100 mobile numbers.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, because my assistant is just like going manually through the profiles and then Google searching people. Like, she's on fire. Like, I want to give her like better tools.
Yeah, I do like the you can also like have tracking for like way better tracking with any of the paid plans, for like you can see when they open the email, if they clicked on any links, and all that. So yeah, between the basic and professional.
And then there is this weird thing on Apollo where they're basically saying if you have like a dedicated domain, right? So instead of like kykrops@gmail.com, I would have contact@kykrops.com.
Yeah.
That would be considered a professional one. But it's very difficult to understand, like, what is the actual advantage of using a custom domain instead of like a Gmail or something like that? Do you have any info on that?
So I don't have a whole lot of email. From what I've talked with like my email copywriter, is over time, if you have a warmed up professional domain, it's better in deliverability. But the caveat is like, say you've been using your @Gmail for a while, and then you just create a brand new email like @kykrups.com, your deliverability is going to be like terrible for the new email if you start spamming emails. So I think it's better to just use the one that's already warmed up. Like Google knows it's not a spam email. So
true.
you have a
But
better
what I meant is, like,
delivery
literally
rate.
in Apollo, they said you only get unlimited email credits if it's a domain email.
Oh.
And I was like, what does that mean? And I wrote them,
that
and
makes
they just replied, no, you can use your personal email, but then, you know, on the
But then you
website.
get that pop-up. That makes sense. Because yeah, I was wondering why we had a couple guys, like Ashwin, he ran into that, even though it says unlimited emails, but I've been using @wealthuniversity.io, so I've never ran into that. That makes sense then. So yeah, I guess there's a unlimited limit if you've got the @Wealth University. So I mean, we've got a bunch of email domains now. Like if any of you guys did need a new email, we could do that. But I mean, that's the only thing of like, if you just if you're going to upgrade to the basic account or anyways, then you'll just be able to keep like your regular Gmail and not hit that limit. And then you don't have to worry about like warming up a new email anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for me. The only other thing would be like, so obviously we're going to write like very personalized sequences. I did listen also. I think the first person speaking was Jasper, I think.
Yeah.
I came in just a little bit too late. And so research, obviously. So basically just do research, do a call open with something unexpected, then talk about stuff on their profile, like, oh, like you do this and this. How's that working? Then basically have them formulate what kind of problem they're experiencing. And only once they have basically said what kind of problem they're experiencing, offering something that would solve that. And then basically getting them to express their own need and building rapport, right? If I just sum that up as like a bunch of, this is how to build a sequence, because I don't want to send out sequences that are just pay me and I go away.
Right.
You know? So is it possible, like once I build these out, to maybe submit them on a call for review?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you had them ready now, we could watch over them, share your screen, or I'd share, and we check them out. I mean, shoot, if like anyone else, like Jamie, Dakota, or really anyone who's using Apollo wanted to give some tips on that too. But I do think that's pretty valid in terms of just like the personalization and that research and building some rapport, and then just having, at least for me, I like having like a clear CTA. So like a clear call to action at the end of the email, like, hey, you have 5 more minutes today or tomorrow, or do you have 5 minutes tomorrow to talk more about the role?
Because what we like, I basically understand now that like this is marketing. This
marketing,
is professional
selling yourself,
marketing, right? And even like with the custom outreach, the results, everybody who's just been killing it says, oh no, like I do personalized outreach on Apollo and LinkedIn and stuff. And so maybe we could use the community to just like sort of A/B test what kind of messages hit the hardest and just kind of share that in some sort of capacity.
Yeah, I know Dakota, he's been working on a couple variations of some of like the personalization for Apollo. Jamie's got a really good Loom video. It's pinned in school for the Apollo 2. And she also has some posts on like some of her sequences. I know Caleb, he's been using Apollo 2 and cranking some good interviews. Fahid is in here as well. I know he's been using Apollo. So yeah, I mean, I can drop like a doc if we all want to share. Some of them on the same doc. I know if I go to Jamie's got a really good post in terms of like this one, first email script for instant interviews. So this one too, like call to action, 10 minutes for a quick call. It's pretty clear. And it's also personalized for that first touch. So
Yeah, I literally mean like A/B testing.
yeah, I mean we could do that too. Like we can really dial it in. With Apollo, I know you can do the A/B test too. We just would have to. I can make a doc for that, and we can literally have like a couple scripts. I mean, I think we do shoot A to Z tests. Like let's all everyone drop their personalized like touch for the first one, and then we see like on next call. All right, who got how many interviews with what they're sending out for Apollo. So yeah, I'll make a quick doc and drop it in the chat, and I'll make a post too, as well. Like drop your Apollo, your first touch for Apollo. And then we'll give everyone edit access too. So and see, copy link. And so cool. I just made a quick document. I just dropped in the chat. And then literally what I'll do is go back to that post we had with Jamie. So we'll do instant. Okay, cool. And then click here. And then so this is what I just dropped in the chat. And then literally we'll all just kind of have everyone, like if you want to drop your name in here, and then we'll just do like interviews. And we can just do like 30 plus because this one was cooking. And then like Caleb, if you wanted to drop yours, Fahid, if you wanted to drop yours, I'll drop mine. Dakota, you can drop yours, and like we could just have a master doc as well. And then I'll make like a longer post for it, but since it's on today's group call, I'll just say Apollo first touch group.
This is actually an acquisition.com. I know you went to see Alex very recently,
Yeah.
Sherry. Like, are you gonna drop like some wisdom from that? Like just into brackets, like please do, like really do. What they do is for their companies, they basically A/B test like Facebook ads like massively. They just throw like $50,000 at it, and then they figure out the best one, and then they share and adapt that with their companies. And so I was thinking a while back, hey, like I need to like drop this like nugget on Sharif, so maybe we can, because with the community and you, like we have so many top guns here, right? Like if we can just build like the most, oh, you are extraordinary, differentiating outreach for jobs, then everybody in the community could just basically come in and benefit from, like, we don't drop money on these things, but we can drop hours of work and experience. Right. And so they could come in and like literally, like maybe they're hopping sectors, like never been into tech sales or anything. They have no idea how marketing works, and they come in and they just get like 2 years worth of just research and time. And it's just like,
yeah, we definitely could do that. I'll drop some, I mean, even Alex, he said he was like 40 out of his 50 best performing ads were just like testimonials, like they had someone else's face on it. And then even like when we went for the 8 hours, like literally he spent probably another 30 minutes like afterwards just using us to record ads for him, and like had us in the background, like hold this sign up, let me try with this sign, let me try this. He literally just pulled his iPhone out.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing I learned from him, is just like he's nonstop working, and then after that,
find what works and then just
keep doing it.
Variations.
Yeah, that actually brings me to a point that Jasper said at the start of the call, which I've even forgot about, like LinkedIn Easy Apply too. our team doesn't do the easy apply. It's like we only find the roles that are on the external sites and on the like job boards. We search probably like 25 different job boards every day for like the top roles for whatever you guys are applying for. But that being said, we don't do any of the easy applies. I mean, I personally think a lot of times the easy apply is a little oversaturated, if not like very oversaturated, because like as you'll see, over 100 applicants in 2 weeks. But sometimes you'll find roles like reposted 2 days ago, only 11 applicants, 100 plus, 100 plus, 100 plus, but
Yeah, I
it's
do
really like
have
2 clicks.
I have some experience with that because, as you know, I found many clients, and my trick was easy apply outreach on LinkedIn and then bait and switch to transform them into clients, right?
Mm.
And so I have a lot of feedback on what made them actually reach out to me, and it's profile optimization. And so one thing that is pretty new on LinkedIn, and that I don't think you're teaching because I went through the entire thing, is case studies. So what you can do is, it's a form of social proof. You can actually put case studies on your LinkedIn profile, and then you can feature them prominently. And so if you had previous experience and you just like absolutely killed it for a company, then people can look at that and say, oh, wow, this guy is actually a killer, or this girl, right? And then they will reach out to you, because most people, when they do the easy apply, the easy apply is easy, but they didn't like put all the work on the profile.
Yeah. So like,
And if you, yeah.
Like this is what you're saying, like you'd add like the media.
So, yeah, there is media, of course. That's what I did on my profile, but there's literally case studies. It's like, you know, LinkedIn, like if you go really down into the weeds, you can do like a newsletter on LinkedIn, and you can also do case studies. And I haven't put them on there, but I just wanted to share, like you can literally put social proof on your profile in more than just posts or pinned things, which are flat out case studies. And then, you know, I know this because people literally ask me for case studies all the time. I'm like fantasizing about just taking like 2 weeks off and just like writing all the case studies, because I've been doing this for 20 years or more, right? And then people can literally look at the case study and say, oh, wow, I also am, you know, a company in the medical sector that is doing this and this, and you crushed this and you gave all these results. And so you're like, I call it persuasion. Basically, they haven't talked to you yet, and they're already convinced that you're like one of the top guys for this. And then the easy apply gets completely balanced out, because most people confuse the easy apply with, oh, I'm just going to press this button and I don't do any work, right? But all the work goes into the profile. Just
that makes a lot of sense. I like that, because yeah, it is. I mean, it's just one more way to get more opportunities, and our team doesn't have access to any of your LinkedIn, so we don't do the easy applies for you.
Do scroll down just a little bit since you're on my profile. So what I did, a little bit more, and just click on any of these pictures down there. Like, yeah, this one is good, for example. And as you can see, I basically, this was before the case studies. I just hacked that. I just created a custom media. And I basically just said, like, this was the project. This is what we did. These were like some of the results. And people see that, and then it's just like the amount of these testimonials that you have. Like if you look at Alex's first book, way before he became famous, like Gym Lounge, right? The Gym Lounge book, like freaking insane. Like the first, I don't know, like 50 pages is just testimonials. And you end up just like skipping the testimonials. It's like, okay, I believe you enough already. Let's talk, right? I want to buy your thing. And so that's the.
He did talk a little bit about his first book too. He was like, it's so much value in that, and it's like he gave it all away for free too. And then it's like people would be like, bro, it's so much value in it. Like, how can we pay you?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, all his books are really good. I've literally got 2 of them back there: the offers book and then the leads book. So
sales is coming out soon.
Yeah, I seen it's like green. Yeah, no, that'd be fun. I'm gonna get that one for sure. Cool. Any other questions before we jump to Chantal?
I talk too much anyway.
Nah, you're good, bro. You always have so much value for real, like so much value. So you have my notepad out. I'm writing about the case studies and adding like a section of like media and just going a little bit deeper into LinkedIn and also like recovering easy apply because honestly, until Jasper said something today, I forgot about the easy applies because we don't even like focus on them. But yeah, let's see. Chantal, I see you got a hand raised if you want to come off mute, whatever question you got. And then after that, I wanted to hear a little bit from Fahid and get a update on all the interviews he's been having too. And then we'll just go whoever else has questions.
Hi everyone. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to introduce myself. I started the program a week ago, but today was like my first onboarding process. I had it with Dakota. And yeah, we revamped the resume, the cover letter, the LinkedIn as well. It took us like 3 hours, so I'm super grateful for that. It was like a great session. And no, I attended 2 meetings and I could already tell that it's like a wealth of knowledge because before I was so confident when I was applying to different jobs with like my resume and cover letter, but then I could not get an interview. So after today's session, like there were things that were added, like highlighted skills, things that I didn't notice myself. So I'm just like really excited, and I came here to introduce myself, and I'm excited for the journey with everybody.
Welcome in. We're super excited to have you for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, Jamie, she's up and next. She's coming for you. Chantal, link up with Jamie. Jamie's a killer on here. If anybody's gonna take care of you, Jamie's got you. You already know me and Sharif got you, but Jamie, shout out to Jamie.
Okay. Thank you.
Sweet. Fahid, are you free, bro? I just wanted to get a quick update.
Yeah.
See how the week's been.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm actually in the car right now. Same as Dakota, actually. But no, all the interviews went really well. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all the interviews went really well. So a couple of them ended up ghosting me, but she did reach out and rescheduled the call for today. And then one of them, I just got an email for like saying the position's been filled. So three of the interviews went like super well. The rest of them, like, it was okay. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the recruiter was kind of brain dead a little bit. Just like wasn't really able to like answer some of the questions I was asking about, like just kind of the basic questions. So I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna work at a company that's like the recruiter doesn't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah. That's
So 3 of the companies went really well. I'm actually on my way to Chicago right now because
fire.
one of the companies invited me for like a in-person shadowing.
Really?
So I'm gonna go on Tuesday in person, go check out their office place. It's the in-person like SDR position. I know like we're kind of like promoting like remote work, but it's just like something I'm more leaning towards. It's just personal preference, of course.
I mean, I'm originally from Michigan,
Mhm.
and I had a hybrid role out in Phoenix, and that's what like kind of kickstarted the move. Like me and my wife, we were kind of anyways looking to be in Phoenix, so that's why I was applying like to different roles and hybrid roles in Phoenix. But honestly, I'd say like Chicago is a little bit of a bigger city, but what it seemed like is the competition's a little bit less for hybrid or in-person roles. And you also like I learned so much faster when I was down here, like listening to everyone else call and like being in the office. And we were only we were in like 3 days a week, which wasn't the most fun, but it was cool to be in and like really learn. And like they'd give us free food, and we'd go out to like team events, and it was all paid for. So I do think like I don't really have too much against the in-person roles or the hybrid roles. Because sometimes the competition's less, you can learn a lot faster, and you always can take that experience and go back remote. And
yeah, absolutely. So this is a 5-day in person, which like I'm completely okay with. it's a really good industry, like basically like cybersecurity sales, IT sales.
Mm.
So it's a really good industry to get into. So far, it's like really good company. So no complaints about it. We're pretty excited for this coming Tuesday. This coming Monday, I have another final interview with a logistics sales company. So those two coming up next week, final interviews. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
And then of course, like all the tips, popping in the calls, everything you've been telling me, everything Dakota, everything, especially Jamie. Jamie's been a huge help, and I know she's not like one of the teachers, but she's huge help. Appreciate you, Jamie. I know you're in here. Um, Closing on the interviews, of course, asking those questions that you have on the sheet on the Google Docs, huge help. So far, can't complain. Of course, like 30 days ago, I had zero like sales SDR experience, but just looking through the classroom, all that stuff.
That's
Huge help,
okay.
man. It's crazy. In 30 days, it's like
Yeah, you've already got one offer. You've had weeks on weeks, like interviews on interviews. And yeah, I mean, when we're doing like the mock role plays, and like I can already tell like you're crushing it during the interview. So no, it has been dope to see like bro, 30 days ago to now.
yeah, it's crazy, right?
Crazy.
Oh, and then I don't know if I told you, but so the company I'm working for or I'm interviewing for in Chicago is called Impact Networking. During a second round interview, I was like, hey, can we do a mock role play? I prepared a pitch. Like the pitch, it was okay. I didn't do that well just because he told me that's not exactly how they do it over here. But he really enjoyed that. Like I prepared it and I tried it out. I was like being bold. So he said that was like one of the big reasons why they decided to like take me to the next step.
Yeah, it's just showing that initiative. Like
Yeah.
sometimes that alone, and that's a really big thing that a big reason why I emphasize you got to do a mock pitch, even if they don't ask, because just you showing the initiative sets you apart from everyone else
And he said
already.
I was like the only person that he's been interviewing the past year that's done the mock pitch.
Wow.
So it's like something small, but like it's also something like I only would learn in here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It
So
makes
it's huge.
a difference. That's fire, bro.
Yeah, it really was. I was like, because the recruiter called me the day after, and she was like, "Oh, he really loved that you did the mock pitch." I was like, "That's huge. That's like awesome."
Mm.
So I mean, can't complain. 30 days in, everything's great, going great. I can only imagine what's gonna happen after 60 days.
Yes, sir. Yeah, shoot. 6 months. Jasper, at the start of the call, Jasper, he's been in for 6 months, and like he was telling us, like he's pretty much maxed out all his bonuses, and he should be on par for a raise, as
No, it
well.
sounds like he's got a pretty crazy gig going on. I think he said what insurance?
Yeah, it's like I think he's at 66K base, and it's like some type of like insurance software. So yeah,
No, he's got a pretty good gig going on. That sounds awesome.
yeah.
I had an interview for something like that today. I had a phone interview for some insurance software. It sounded really good though.
Was it like Brightcore?
It was with, let me see, EverQuote.
EverQuote. Okay, that's the second one I was gonna say. Yeah. Yeah, I forget who else had an interview coming up with
Oh,
EverQuote.
I had an interview with EverQuote today too, but I missed it.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that when I checked, they didn't seem like they had the best base
Yeah,
salary.
but they did say like a lot of their work gets done in like within 4 hours, so it's a very
Yeah,
stackable role.
Yeah,
Facts.
3 to 5 hours tops.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And if the employer's saying it's 3 to 5 hours, like
Probably
it's got to
less.
be, yeah, it's got to be even less than. Yeah, that is very stackable. 'Cause I'm looking at it now, and I mean, yeah, at 35K base, and then say you land 60K base, pretty much you're at six figures. Kai, see you, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, and 48% quota attainment. So like one out of every two people, 60K base or 60K OTE there with another 60K base. Like, yeah, you're at six figures easy. Let's
No,
see.
but EverQuote seems like a pretty good gig too. For 4 hours in, 35K base. Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Yeah, especially like insurance is always going to be around. It's freaking illegal to not have insurance on your stuff, so it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, this was the first phone screen that I was like, I don't know. It just seems really nice the way they're like, yeah. I mean, with everything that you experienced, and I was actually talking to Tyler, and this is a tip for everybody in here, because Tyler, he's our world record holder for the biggest base in the community, and he was saying like the biggest thing that really pushed him on to the next round and the next round and the next round was how confident and how well or how knowledgeable he was on the tech stack that was on his resume. And if they were to talk about a tech stack that he didn't know about, then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know about that one. Honestly, I prefer this one over that one just because I learned I like it was the first CRM I used was HubSpot, or it was a learning curve for this one." And if you're able to speak on it in a way where it's like you can have opinions on which tech stack is better, it just showcases like experience, because it's like if you are able to know your own tech stack and then also know other tech stacks, like I highly recommend everybody getting very, very familiar with the tech stack that's on their resume, so you guys can compare and kind of like maybe like shoot the shit with the hiring manager. Like, yeah, I love HubSpot. I'll take HubSpot any day over Salesforce. Having that type of conversation with your hiring manager is definitely going to push you on to the next round.
Facts. Jamie asked you what Tyler's base is, so he's at 74K base. And
Sheesh, I did not know that. God damn. What's the
Yeah.
Yo, he's making
OTE?
6,200 base every single month. It's crazy.
No, that is nuts. That must be nice.
yeah, and when he joined July 4th, he secured that on the 10th of August. So like 35 days. And like let me see if I can pull up his resume. Because I don't think he's got a degree. And I know he had, I think, door-to-door sales experience. But I mean, it wasn't any like crazy experience that he had when we created his resume. Like literally,
Yeah, it was like fitness and stuff, like fitness
yeah.
consultation,
Yeah, he
B2B
did a fitness
or
offer for what?
B2C.
A couple months
Yeah.
with in March. And then Glen Coco and retail sales and website development. And that was it. So
That's
and then like
huge.
But the main thing that made him stand out was his Apollo, really going hard on Apollo, and just making sure that um, like he told me he didn't even really like go crazy when it came down to preparing for the interviews. It was more so like Apollo. So for those of you that haven't set up your Apollo yet or aren't pushing out, 3 to 5 companies, so sequences to 3 to 5 companies with 5 to 8 people at each company, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you're essentially like tripling, quadrupling the work that our team is already doing if you can set up your Apollo. So if you guys need help setting up your Apollo, DM me on school DMs, and we can set up a day to get that all squared away for you guys.
yeah, no, that's super valid. Super valid. The thing I love about just the community, the school app too, is like you literally can see from when he joined on the 5th, and then you could see first interview within day 2 of applying. And then he kind of staggered a little bit from like July 9th. It wasn't really any post between the 9th, so almost a whole month. And then finally getting interviews after a change. I'm not sure why, but I never reached out to the auto applications until this Tuesday. And he said he went through 5 interviews that week alone from LinkedIn connections and emailing, which is the Apollo outreach. And then he had another 7 interviews set up. So literally 13 interviews in the span of like a week and a half just from the Apollo. And then what, 8 days later, he had the first offer secured. So definitely, like, if you guys need to set up some time, set Dakota's calendar. He's available. We can even knock it out on these group calls. But Apollo is the game changer for sure. It's the sooner you can get that set up, all you have to do is the first personalized email, and literally all other 9 touches are automatic. So it's hands off after you do the first.
Just a quick question about Apollo, Sharif. That would be for the basic, right? Not the free version, right?
No, even the free version. The free
really?
version. Yeah, free version. You can literally do everything you would technically need with Apollo. The Google Chrome extension's free too. So
Right.
yeah, no, you can use the free version and you'll be set.
I think I have it already on my Google web browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing with the free version, there is a limit to how many people you reach out to. I know Hyder had ran into that issue and had to upgrade. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you can get good responses and get hired before that, so you don't have to upgrade. But I do believe there's a limit with the free Apollo.
Yeah. But I don't know if anyone's tested it out. Like, say you had 2 emails and you just hit the limit and then you used another email.
It's a good question.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that,
Yeah, that's a good
if you're gonna
one.
do that, you gotta make sure, because I ran into that today, and to get around that is if you're going to set up another account for Apollo, because usually they let you get one free one, and if you try to set up another email, if it's not a work email, they won't let you. So you just gotta clear your browsing history, clear all your history, and then it'll let you create another Apollo account for free with a personal
That's
email that's
crazy.
not a business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're collecting the cookies for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yo,
because I have an Apollo on 2 different emails right now, and they give you 2 sequences. So damn near I got like four rolling.
Dakota helped me set up my Apollo, and before I didn't have the automatic like second touch. But once you like set that up for me, like I finally got an interview like based off that second touch. Usually I don't send like when I was raw dogging it, I just sent that first touch, first personalized email, and it worked. But then like you set up that second like the entire sequence, and like I got an interview based off of the second sequence, the second email. I had a company I actually really wanted to work for. I appreciate you,
Hell
Dakota.
yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
So like
I'm
that,
happy
like
for you,
I
bro.
was kind of sleeping on it, but that second email was really huge.
Facts. I put together six touches that go back to back, day for day. So it's like if you are ignoring me, you're gonna get annoyed, and you're just gonna get curious. Open one of those emails, and I'm gonna get you.
Jeez, that's facts.
So yeah, if you guys need help, just DM me. I'll help you guys set up the whole sequence, and I'll give you some of the personal ones that I've put together. I know Jamie's got some. Jamie's got some killer ones.
Let's see. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Gilbert.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see. Who has more questions?
I'm about to say, Sharif, can you check out these 2 companies for me?
Mhm.
I don't even know if they're on RepView, but I'm not actively looking, but they did reach out to me to set up interviews, so I'm like, I might as well just see.
It's crazy. They just found you.
Well,
It's
I
so
think
weird.
like some of them are like from like when the VAs applied a while back and they're
Okay.
just not responding. So like
Yeah.
that's pretty weird.
No, I've had a couple. Jalen, see you, bro. We'll see you on Monday. But yeah, I've had a couple same. Like I told once I landed the second role, I had him stop. And I literally got like 2-3 more interviews. But even on LinkedIn, like whenever I posted like I'm in a new role as an SDR, recruiters always just start reaching out again, like via LinkedIn, like, hey, I see you're at SDR right now. I've got a really good opportunity or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I just sent the first company in the chat. Again, I don't even know if these companies are legit or if they're on RepView, but
Yeah, this one is.
okay.
So 50K base SDR, 75K OTE, 4 ratings, and they're saying 42% hit quota, and a top performer could bring in 160. We've got a recent bad review. Isn't a great place to be anymore. Legacy technology, no innovation. They acquire companies, but they haven't been able to integrate the solutions into their cloud offering. Just a bunch of standalone tech. Lipstick on a pig and inflating numbers. Sad. This used to be a great company.
Yeah, and those are recent too.
Yeah, this is another one. Was a great company to work for. Market conditions have changed. Resources and commission structure have decreased. Management and leadership issues. CEO down. Lots of changes. Delayed commission. Unfavorable commission structures. Recent changes make it more challenging than ever to hit quota.
Bro,
So
there's no good review.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
Yo, it
This is
got me
not a
at the
good.
lipstick on a pig.
yeah, no, for real. Some of these
I'm like,
reviews
pig on a wig or wig on a pig, coat on a goat.
are that's facts. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like the reviews definitely used to be better. Um, but yeah, they're starting to decline a little bit.
Yeah, that's not a good sign at all.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I might not even entertain it. Again, I'm not like seriously actively looking. Like if I'm gonna take an interview, it has to be worth my time.
Yeah,
I'm pretty busy too, so
yeah.
I
Shoot,
like
start doing them for fun.
that.
That's what I do.
you said what?
Start doing them for fun. That's what I do.
Bro, I don't have time to do that for fun. Like, I don't know, cause like I just want to do well. Like no matter what
Yeah.
type of interview it is, like I'm gonna like put in the prep work and all that. I'm gonna stress over it. Like it's just the whole thing. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
see, now you'll get to a point where it's like, just like you just jump on. You really look at the website a little bit before, and then I just pull up the interview prep sheet, pull your LinkedIn up. Like, all right, let's see how the convo goes.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
What was the second one you want to check out?
It's level access. I don't know. Did we talk about this one already or no?
Sounds familiar. 60K base for the SDR, but only 30% hitting quota and like 15% across everything else. Yeah.
Jeez.
Super low. And then I mean 75K isn't even like that's more so I would say like quota like 50K base, 75K OTE. Like 60K base, you should be like 90K OTE. Oh wow, this was 2 days ago. A lot of fun, but took a toll eventually. Great industry to be in though.
That's so vague. Like, what do you mean took a toll?
Tumultuous leadership, mass some big positives, and great people working at Level Access. Started to right the ship with more work to be done, getting the right people in leadership. Just okay, good product, moving parts. It should be noted that for anyone, only one rep in 2023 made quota out of over 30.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yes, this one probably not gonna waste my time on either. I
yeah,
feel like, yeah, nah, I feel like these companies are desperate. If I applied like a month or two ago and you're just now getting back to me with an interview request, like there's something wrong with that.
that's
Like I feel like that's already sketchy. So I just wanted to see. But
yeah, that's a really good point.
yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and even this one, um, if territories are regularly reassigned, how does the comp plan tend to evolve? No, there aren't, and it's constantly putting people on performance improvement plans. Terrible place, low morale. But dang, only 2 promotions max per year. Sheesh. Yeah. Let's see. Anyone else have some questions? Companies y'all want to check out? Mock pitch, interview prep, role plays. Anybody?
Sounds like people are trying to have an early Friday. Okay, Rosalind, let's go.
Yeah.
I was
Real
like, hold
quick,
on, what's going on?
when is the beat the bot challenge stuff due?
It's not due, it just ends.
Or
It
when
ends
does
on the
that end?
16th. It ends on the 16th.
So Monday.
Okay.
Fahid, right now, yeah, Fahid's in first place.
I mean, are we supposed to like?
Jamie, you better not take that from me. You got a whole ass job. You got a whole ass full-time job. Don't take that from me.
Bro, all right, listen, I
Yeah,
won't. I
yeah.
We
won't
got
as
some merch.
long as Sharif sends me some Wealth You gear,
Yeah.
then I won't.
No, I text Trev. We got some merch coming for you for sure. Like soon. I told him to get like 30 shirts, 15 hoodies. I told him to get. We've got the pens too. So yeah, I told him to order a bunch. So we for everyone like our top 10 members, everyone who's gotten hired over the last month, we're gonna send you guys some merch for sure. So
Oh, okay. All right, Fahid, you're safe. I'll drop out of the comp.
Thank you.
We still want to see those bots. We still want to see those bot pictures.
Yeah. I still need the practice anyway,
We
but
need those. We need those. Fahid's already got one for Alex, so he's up one on you.
so we've got 57 to 84K a year. Benefits start immediately. Remote. Engineering tech. And oh no, this might be a scam. I don't know. This looks a little fishy. One employee. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Let me see what their website looks like. This is, I don't know. For like everything looks good, but I don't know why it only says one employee. And this looks like yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of scammy. Not gonna lie. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like it's got to be a bot or something behind it. Because this guy only has 2 connections, no recommendations. So, I mean, unless it's like a video interview, even then, I'd be very wary. I think I'd spend more time just focusing on Apollo outreach. Because yeah, no company should only have one employee on their LinkedIn, and the site definitely looks like they had like an intern do it. So I wouldn't even waste your time. That's really weird though. I don't understand like what companies or what people would get out of like making a bunch of fake job postings and a fake account and a fake careers page. So yeah, they're not even in the US either. Yeah, I wouldn't spend any time on this. I would just ignore it. Let's see. Marquise, what's good, bro? What's good? What's good?
What's good, man? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. How you feeling, bro?
I'm cool. I'm cool. Yeah, I just want to know like how everybody's transition was from like starting their first job from you know their previous job, like not as a SDR, like moving to SDR. How was everybody's transition?
Yeah, I think so. At the start of the call, I'll send you the recording. I'll upload it tomorrow too. But Jasper, he gave like a really, really detailed like story, I guess, of like his first 6 months. He's been crushing it. He's maxed out all his bonuses and he should be getting a raise or promotion. I think Jamie right now is the last one we've got in the call right now who's like made that transition and she's been in her role. So I mean, I definitely could speak on it if Jamie's free to speak on like just what that's like a little bit too.
Yeah, for me, like I feel like it depends on the company. Like some companies, they might not have a good transition period or like good training, good onboarding. Like they'll just like start having you do a lot of work like day one or week one. But for my company, like the first 2 weeks, we got to like really just like chill and like get to know the company, get to know the people, our prospects, get to know the different tools and systems, and take a look into our software as well and get to know the product. So it was nice to kind of like take that time to like, digest all that information. And then week 3 is when you actually start doing the work. So that's what my personal experience was like. But I do think it depends on the company. And that is something to ask for in your interviews as well. Like, what is your training, onboarding, ramp period like? So,
Hmm. Okay, thank you. Is that more of like a risk thing? Like were you concerned about like not making enough your first few weeks or
you mean like, what do you mean?
so? I applied for a role. It's called the company's called what's it called? They're called Dime Palms, and they basically say the commission they make 30,000, and then like it's uncapped salary. Um, or you can just make whatever you earn, so just commission, and then they offer bonuses. I was gonna ask you to check it out for me because
How you
it
spell it?
sounds cool, but they said they outsource through Amazon Prime, and so you go face to face to see if any companies want to start an Amazon business account. We'll say it again.
What's the company name?
Dime Palms,
How you
D
spell
O
it? Like
DONN, and then PALMS.
let's see.
Yeah, that's it.
And then so is it a base pay or is it commission?
See, they told me that you can either take the base pay, where it's like 30,000 plus commission, or you can either like they told me like bet on yourself and like take 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 the whole commission.
Uh,
So they were like they told me about they were telling me about like their last guy. He was like it took him 8 months and they paid him like $20,000 for being like at the top of the like chain. He worked really well. They just gave him $20,000 and moved him to Tampa Bay, wherever he wanted to work. Like I said, like they outsourced through Amazon. So then
I
he
mean,
said some of the people make like what he say 15 to 2,500 a week.
yeah, I for sure would say take the base. Like, once you get get that offer, I do like they've got Brian Tracy in here. Approach each customer with the idea of helping them solve a problem or achieve a goal. Brian Tracy is like probably one of the biggest productivity people that I've learned from in terms of like just his books and his content. So I mean they probably do have a really good structure. Like let me see what their site and stuff looks like. People, it seems like they're kind of on the small side though.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
The
They said
hybrid, how many days a week is it in office?
I just got invited to the third interview, but they didn't really tell me that.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say if it's hybrid where it's like, maybe you only got to go in a day or two a week and it's pretty flexible and then it's also like you can get a base. That would be a good start. But
Have you ever done like face to face like
yeah,
sales?
yeah, definitely. I mean, I've done like door knocking. I've done with real estate too, where like I had to call them, set them, and then I had to go in person and close them and get them to sign a contract that like this 20-year-old kid could sell your $1 million house or sell your $500,000 house. So like I had to like it was sometimes I had to sit at the dinner table for like 3 hours trying to just sign a client. So I mean, yeah, I've definitely done some in-person sales. It does build up a lot of skills, a lot of confidence, and yeah, it's just it is really good to have those in-person skills because if you can sell in person and be animated and use hand gestures and develop that relationship, you'll always be able to sell. But ideally, I would say it depends on how much time they're looking for from you too. Like if you can take this and still continue to interview so that you can get like a 60K base or
Right.
50K base and above, that's fully
Mhm.
remote, then it makes sense and you can add that on your resume. And it's just more experience for you. But if it's like it says hybrid, but they want you in 4 days out the week and it's going to take like 50 hours and you're not going to really be able to interview,
Right.
I wouldn't take it because then you may get stuck in that role. So
Right. Because at the same time, I was getting like more interviews. Got an offer for like 60,000 and 70 to 80 OTE.
really,
Yeah, but I didn't want to just jump and accept this first role because
when did you get the offer?
maybe like a few days ago.
Did you decline it or you still have time to accept it?
No, I was just still trying to think about it.
So wait, you got it's
Accept, bro.
60K base.
I'm still looking through the company because
What's the company?
I think it's called Tenna or something like that. TENNA.
Hey, let's see.
Yeah,
Hold
10 is a
on.
fire company. I interviewed with them. You got an offer from them?
Don't tell me you're sitting on offers. Hold on.
Like, what are you doing? Like,
Nah,
you should have been accepted that. Come on, dude.
No, actually, don't accept it. I just had an interview with them today. If you don't accept it, maybe they'll take me to second round.
I
Tell
got you,
me,
bro.
I'll pass on it, but my boy Fahid wants it.
Go ahead, bro. You can take it.
No. You can both get it. How many SDRs are they hiring for? I don't know. It's wait, so you got it. When do you have till you can accept it?
I don't know. I gotta check the email. Hold on.
Hold on. Wait, you're sitting on offers. Tell me, you gotta give me the rundown. Tell me about what you're thinking. When's the deadline? Because I mean, I'd take this over the 35K if this is fully remote.
I mean, I don't want to just jump into like some crazy like.
And what do you mean? Like, what is it that you're
Like,
nervous about jumping into?
um,
Is it too good? Like, what do you
yeah,
too
yeah.
good to be true? No, take it. Take it. Hold on.
This
Don't
is
I'm
a
let
good
it.
still.
company. This is
Yeah.
a good company. Don't doubt yourself. This is a really good company.
Yeah, you got lifetime access to these calls. So it's like if you start the role and you need help, like, bro, I'm in the role and I'm struggling. I don't know how to sell or I don't know what to say. That's what we're here for. So
So you saying I shouldn't even look at the second one, the first one?
no, I would say take it and then you can keep interviewing. And it's remote. So like you could still keep interviewing. But
Don't
it's
take.
definitely better than a hybrid for sure. It's double the base and it's remote. Like you've got your location freedom now. You could work from anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
sign it ASAP. Like if you could sign it today, like if you could sign it right now, I'd sign it and like just give them a call Monday morning. Like, hey, I just wanted to take some time over the weekend to think about it. I'd love to get started. Because you also could say they don't want you to start until October 1st. You can interview for another 2 weeks and maybe get
October
a better
1st.
offer.
I was asking about the transition phase because like I'm currently working at my job right now, and I start at like 3 a.m. to 12. So like I still got bills. So like it's kind of hard for me to just jump over to another
Well,
role.
are you making like with the job you're now, or is it more than 60K a
Yeah.
year?
Mm-hmm. But I can, yeah.
I mean,
I just don't want to jump and do it and then don't know what I'm doing. You'd be like, bro, what are you doing?
well,
I am doing the Glen Coco still. Like I'm making like 400 calls a week. So like,
have you set anything up with Glen Coco yet?
what you mean?
Like, have you set
Like
any meetings?
had a meetings? Yeah, I had a few, but
Because I've seen some of the quality on some of the leads on Glen Coco has gone down. But I don't know. I'm thinking like if you because you've got a role and you're going in person every night, right? 3 a.m. to like 12, like or 1 in the afternoon the next day.
yeah.
And is it like, are you making like closer like six figures with that, or is it just like a little bit more than 60K?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's like 65.
Oh no, I'd take this. Because imagine how much you'll be able to like have a really good sleep schedule, and you'll also have pretty much the same. Like if you'd have any commissions, you're literally going to be over 65K with this one because you're already at 60K base, and then they're probably going to send you free equipment. You're going to get really good benefits, and you also say it takes you 5 hours out the day to do your work. Then your entire workday is 5 hours. You could interview with other companies, or you could do some other, like I know you have like interest in music, or you could do some other side hustle or start working on something else that'll make you an extra. And then you're making the same thing, but you've got your location freedom. Your money comes from your computer now, so it's like out of thin air. You don't have to actually show up and be somewhere. You don't have to spend gas, spend time driving in, and you'll be in the tech world.
Okay, for sure. Like I was just really just questioning the risk, but I gotta take that risk sometimes.
I mean, is it more risky of like staying in the like to me, I
Oh,
look at risk both
that
ways.
truck
Like,
is risky. It's dangerous. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it more risky working the job that you got? Because even for me, like when people ask, like, what, like when I was first talking about job stacking, like, well, it's risky. What if a company finds out? Like, it's also risky to only have one source of income. What if a company lets you go? So in my mind, it's less risky job stacking because if one company finds out, I still got one other job. So that's kind of how I think about it.
Preach.
And usually, if it's not like in the same industry, like your manager like probably won't even care. If it's not in the same industry and if it's not like affecting one another. But
Facts.
You said the current job you have right now is night shift.
yeah, I drive trucks, so I try to get out. Nobody's on the road, so
Like, imagine what if you like stack the truck driving and the tenor.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if you really dialed in, like, you probably would have to like not spend time doing anything else. But like, if you just ripping like coffees, and then when you do sleep, like you get really good sleep, and like if you did that, I don't know if you'd be able to get off like do 3 a.m. to 12 and like maybe like decrease your hours and let them know like I mean you could just decrease it like if you've got some seniority or just make something up like why you need to decrease them, and then like say you work 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. 5 times 6, that's still 30 hours a week, 5 days a week. 3 a.m. to 9 a.m., that's like 5 to 6 hours, so yeah, you're still 20 to 30 hours. And then maybe you go home, sleep for an hour, and you're logged in by like 10, or like you get your work done from 9 a.m. to like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and then you just sleep like 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. or something. That's still like 8 hours. So you could stack both. And literally, if you stack both, you're making $125,000 in your base pay a year. So something to think about.
for sure. I'll keep you updated, man.
Nah, share your screen. Give me remote control access. I'm about to sign the offer for you.
Shit, but a lot of companies, I ask them, I'm like, when are you willing to fill this role? So I told him I'm gonna be on vacation, so hopefully hear back from them to hear what they say about that.
Yeah, shoot, post your win too in the group. Like, even if you don't accept it, you could still post like, I got my first offer. How long have you been in the group for?
Shit. I don't know. I was just waiting until I actually found something that I liked until I
Yeah,
posted
I
something.
mean, that's still good. Like, let me see. You joined
And then like
July 18th. So yeah, you already first offer, 60K base. Not like that's pretty valid. To not have any tech experience either, never work remote either. Like,
yeah. But I
good.
do have like I did tell them like a lot of the time, you should volunteer your time, do like voluntary work. They really like to hear stuff like that. Like I've done like suits for men in downtown area for JP Morgan. So JP Morgan is like a very reliable company. Yeah, my fiance works there, but I asked her, can I volunteer? And then
Mm,
you know,
I like that. That is something like that's so easy to like build rapport and something to talk about during the calls too.
mm, they really want to know your why or why you apply for a company. And I basically tell them philanthropy because all of them really do it.
Facts. Yeah. Shoot.
Marquise, curious, what was your interview process like with Tenna? Like, how many rounds did you go through, and like, what did each round entail?
Um, I mean, the first one they really just like asked me questions about why I was interested in the company. Um, they asked about my experience. Um, hold on 1 second. I gotta call you back. My mom's sleeping. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. That's crazy. Marquise, he's sitting on offers.
Hey,
Bro,
let me get that.
it's
Get that, bro. I
crazy
need
as
that.
fuck, bro.
Yeah, they shoot for he's throwing you the oop then at
That's
this
crazy.
point.
No, that's huge because like his offer is like almost double mine. Um, he's been here the same, just about the same time I have. So damn, that's huge.
I wonder how long he's been driving trucks. Because I'm
Um,
sure he's tired of driving trucks. I mean,
yeah. Nah, he's been in a month earlier than you, Fahid. You joined
Oh,
August
the-
14th. He joined July 19th.
I just
It's breaking up a little bit, but Jasper, that was at the start of the call. He was a owner operator driving his own truck. Like when he first signed up and joined, I was calling him. He was driving from like Oregon to like Florida. So realtors always crush it, and I guess truck drivers now. Like it's that hustle. That's crazy though. Sitting on a 60K offer. Not he didn't even say anything. No post. No nothing. He's just chilling. Like yeah, just
that's
wait.
wild. That is wild. I'd be so happy. I'd be like, guys, I don't know what to do with
Yeah,
this.
and I'm not gonna lie, like Tenna is like a tough company. Like I interviewed with them and they didn't move me forward, so like I'm really impressed. Like they're pretty like
He's
tough company.
so chill about it. So
Well,
so-
well,
He's like,
actually, wait, I'm lying. I think they actually did move me to the last round, but I didn't get an offer. Like that last round was kind of hard, but yeah, it's a tough company.
I had my first round with them yesterday.
Nice. How did it go, and who did you meet with?
I met with Marissa.
Oh yeah, yeah, she was my recruiter as well.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. She was the call was kind of short just because she was kind of late, and I told her like I don't want her to be late to her next one. But I guess we'll see if I get to the 2nd round.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm still stuck on 60K sitting on it.
And then he's not even really like, he don't even seem like he really interested in it or
Mhm.
something. I
He
don't
was gonna
know.
take the other one, the 35K, and I'm like, I didn't even think about that for he though. He could literally stack that with the overnight job and be at 6 figures. Mm.
Not driving. Not having to drive on the road.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Right.
I in his situation, because I get that is like he's probably got such a secure role driving. It's like they need someone to drive. So I get like that is a jump. Like you're pretty much making the same, and you don't know how secure it'll be, even though we'll keep applying for a year. But that's what I would do in this situation is like at least for the first month to 3 months, like really just lock in, grind it out, and keep both roles just in case. Like maybe you do get antenna and you just hate it. And then you still know you've got, the truck driving role, but like, yeah, you could be doing both for a good 3 months and stack up and you'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he's like, how am I going to make this transition? I should have asked him about if he had a Google Calendar. I was like, you could, if you saw it on paper where you can manage your time, I promise you, you wouldn't
Yeah.
be that scared.
Transition's easy.
Yeah, and then it's like this is like what we're in the group for, to like get hired and get jobs and get offers, So I'm like kind of confused, but shoot, who knows? Maybe he really likes truck driving.
Nah. That's crazy. Let's see. What other I'm trying to see if he'll join back. But yeah, what other questions or topics did anyone want to cover?
I guess there's nothing much else for me, but it's been pretty fun doing all the interviews, all the applications. I'm pretty exhausted from doing like 10, 14 interviews a week, but it's been a really fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start scheduling. I've got a couple more interviews. I'm gonna start scheduling them again too. We'll see. The job stacking's been fire. Only a full weekend, but I don't know. We'll see how long I could stack both. I feel like my time may be limited at my job one. My manager left today, so it's literally like I'm now technically the only sales rep, and then we've got like a marketing lady. Like it's such a small startup, and I don't know. I can kind of, you can kind of feel like the manager. He was like, "Yeah, I haven't even been getting any sales. Like no one like is really answering." And I've had some meetings set up here and there, but they're just like a slow moving startup. I'm like, if you guys can let me we're offering a free trial, but it has to go through like so many like loops of like this because it's an ed tech solution. So I offered to like, hey, if I could just sign them up for free on the call, I'll get some signups. And like, no, it's compliance, this and that. So we'll see. I think at least I've got another 2 weeks to maybe the end of the year. Because I've got some meetings set up for them, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna start interviewing again too. I'm gonna set my Apollo up this next round too when I'm interviewing. So I'm gonna see if I can like crank some crazy weeks. But the calendar management's probably been the easiest part. Like I've had maybe one meeting overlap, and I just sent a message to my manager like, "Hey, I got maintenance at my apartment," or like, "Can we just move this to another time?" And everyone's always like, "Oh yeah, we can move. That works." So I haven't had any meetings overlap or anything like that. And yeah, it's really a more feel like when you're thinking about the job stacking, it's more of like the overthinking, like what if this happens, what if that happens, but like a lot of times nothing that even happens. So
Like, so do you have like assistants to kind of help you prospect or that kind of stuff?
so I've got one assistant that does that job 30 dials a day, and both of them, the leads are given to me. So I really don't even have to prospect at either one. But if I did, yeah, I would have an assistant do that too.
How much are you paying your assistant?
Um, 300 a month. I will, yeah, 300 a month. So it's like 10. I pay him 10 USD. One thing I learned too is like I pay him on a task basis. So for the $30 a day, I pay him 10 USD. And then what is that? Yeah, I think it adds up to maybe like 200, but I throw him a little bit extra. And then I also have him like cold calling for like other opportunities and stuff. So he makes more. He probably makes like 500 to 600 USD a month. But yeah, I mean, if it was just for like the $30 a day, I literally probably would only be paying him like maybe 200 bucks a month.
So like 5-6 grand a year, and like he does like what 50%, or they do like 50% of your work.
I mean, for that job, he does the majority of it. Like like literally the $30 a day is really all I have to do. So he does almost all the work now for that role.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And like he's based out in Pakistan, so the US dollar goes super, super far there. Like today, I sent $300 over to him, and it was like 82,000 of like the like rupees or whatever they use over there.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally I can't wait. We'll see. I feel like we got to crank some more launches as a group, but I definitely want to get out of like the States by our lease is up in March. So I want to either put it on Airbnb if we can, and then literally just start nomading too. Because it's like the amount of money you can just stack and save and is crazy overseas.
Facts. I was talking like that, or I was talking to who was it today? Kevin. I was talking to Kevin about that. Yeah, that shit's crazy. I know Nico wants to travel too. Fahid, where you at again?
I'm in Montgomery, Alabama.
Alabama. I know you want to get out of Alabama.
Dude, no, I'm not that like travel crazy like you guys. Like, it's cool to go to like Colombia or something, or Thailand, but like right now I'm just kind of focused on getting that experience. Maybe in like 2 years, where I'm like more like associate, like mid-level, I'll consider it. But like right now, my options are so limited.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
hear that for
I don't
sure.
even think it's like the traveling because I don't know. I was on probably in the last like month and a half. I went to Colorado, one tech job paid for it, and then we all met up in Vegas, and then we went to Michigan to see our family. And I'm like, bro, flying is not fun. Like I'm kind of good on like the flying aspect. Like it would just would be cool to like have everything be like 70% off. That's really the cool part.
No, facts. Because I definitely like from Mexico to Arizona to you guys coming out here. I was like, yo, heck no.
Yeah, no, traveling for sure. I'm like, I'd rather just be in my own space. Like I've got everything where I need it. It's all ready when I want it. So
Facts.
I see Marquise is back to because yeah, that's what Tenna is, a fleet operational company. So it has something to do with trucking. So like you honestly would be pretty successful, especially because you've got that trucking knowledge. If you could hit the quota, like let me go back. If you could hit the quota, you could be at like 80K a year. So let me see.
Oh yeah, that outreach that you guys talked about helped a lot because
Apollo.
Yeah, yeah, Apollo. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it says there are top 5% of companies on RevView, and 36% isn't the best, but that's still like 1 out of every 3 of the sales reps. So you take 3 people, one of them is going to hit 75K, and then if they're the top performer, they might hit that 82K. So you could literally be bringing home 82 your first year, and then once you get to account executive, like your second year, you get promoted, and you could be bringing in anywhere from 66 to 84K as your base, and then 120 to 160 as your on target earnings.
That's so far.
But then also like just because it says 75 OTE, you can still do like 71. You know?
Facts. Facts. I mean, even like these are a little bit old.
Can
How
you tell me
challenge?
what? Sorry. Can you tell me what OT is exactly?
Yeah, on target earnings.
Oh, on
So
top earnings. Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much just your base pay plus commissions. If you hit your quota or hit your number, what you're gonna bring home, or like what you'll be paid at the end of the salary year.
Okay.
But I mean, reviews or the Q&A, like how challenging is the transition from entry level role to account executive at Tenna for individuals? There have been several SDR to AE promotions in the past year, if that's what you're referring to. So I would check out
Yeah.
these. Samsara is a pretty big company too. HCSS. I would apply to those two with your experience. But
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, I would take the offer and see if you like it. Like we were saying while you were gone. Honestly, that's what I would try. Like if you're a little nervous, try and job stack them. Like maybe even for the first month or first 3 months until you know, like, all right, cool. This is a job I like. I can do it. And
Mhm.
just work the two jobs like for the first month. And you know, if you hate it, you still have the trucking and you could just quit Tenna and get a role somewhere else. But I would say, shoot, try it. Worst thing that can happen is you quit or they fire you, or you know, you love it.
Okay. How do you work with your time management? Like, I know I don't like have the most time available for the day, but like, how do you typically work on your time management?
It's kind of weird. I feel like I'm not the best person to ask. Because like I mean, you Google Calendar, obviously I use, so like literally I just have like my Google Calendar, like this is all my meetings for tomorrow, today, all the meetings I had. Like I just use Google Calendar. I also have two phones, and I mean, I spend pretty much the majority of my time working. So like I kind of set my situation up to where like today I woke up at 7 and I literally probably had calls like back to back to back, but it was all on my Google Calendar, so none of my calls overlap. And then literally I stepped out for maybe I don't really eat too much in the morning, so like I didn't have to spend any time cooking. I didn't spend any time like cleaning. And then literally I stepped out, I grabbed a coffee for maybe like 10-15 minutes. And then even then, like I was still taking calls. It was around the corner. I got back, and then I've got my wife too. So like when I got hungry, she cooked me up a sandwich. I'm pretty much chilling. Like I didn't have to cook, clean. I literally, if I wanted to, I wouldn't have had to go get the coffee. So it's like my day is literally just I'm in front of the computer. Like I'm just working
Mm-hmm.
and just don't have any meetings overlap. And that's really all I do to manage my time. Like just be in front of the computer and don't have meetings at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What's your buffer in between calls?
It's no buffer.
So would you push them back if they're running behind?
I usually no. Like if it's running behind, either so like today I had one guy and he was like, I'll let him know like when I have 5-10 minutes, like I do have a hard stop at like the 30 or like at the end of the hour. And then like I'll just like let him know, like, all right, I gotta go. Like just shoot me a text, hit me up on IG, like we'll talk about the rest. Or and sometimes say it's like a 30-minute call, like I will like let him know, like, hey, I'm wrapping up a call now. Like I'll be joining in 8 minutes, or I'll be joining in 12 minutes. I'll send you a text once I jump on the link. And then like I'll just keep that call a little short and schedule a follow-up for the next day too. But yeah, I don't have any buffers because I feel like buffers, it just makes it
You lose a lot of time.
yeah, you lose a lot of time. Like let me see, I'll join let me join off my phone and I'll share my screen and show you guys like what my Google Calendar looks like, because on the phone is where I connect all my calendars. So
Right.
let's see.
But didn't you say it was like better to like start with a like a smaller company?
Mm,
I mean, like a company that's just like starting.
I mean, I wouldn't say like the size of the company is what differentiates it. It's more so how the company's ran. So I mean, you can have some startups where it's super super chill, and you can also have some startups where it's like crazy. So let's see. Let me make sure I've got both calendars. Okay, so here I'll show you. I got it one more calendar I got to add actually to this. Let's see.
How many calendars do you got in rotation or that are linked up to the Google Calendar?
I've got 5.
Damn.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's this one?
What are the categories of the 5? You got 2 jobs, you got the community.
And then I've got one for sales calls and one for personal. So like for interviews, and all that stuff. Let's see. Open the Gmail app on iPhone. And then we'll join. Yeah. All right. And then all right. It's not echoing, is it?
No.
Okay. So we'll click share screen. Cool. So like calendar. So today, today I started at 7. I think this one though, I think this one might have been like the only one that I had an overlap because I had a team call. So I had that one, and then literally I had between probably like 7:30-ish and well, let's see, I think 8:30. I jumped on a quick call. Like this one, they had it scheduled at 10. This is for my job one. I had to move that around. I just texted them like, hey, can we because my manager's leaving. So we just had something else where I met with the marketing manager. I was like, hey, can we just do this before we have the team sales meeting? Then I had that team sales meeting. It only ran like 30 minutes. So I did some dials for my job too. And then I had like a 5-minute sales stand up for job 2. And then we had like another like hour 50-minute long meeting for job 2. But even then, like say it's a meeting like that, it's 50 minutes. Like I'll still be typing, like working on other stuff because I've got 2 monitors. And then between that, right after I had I finished like that handoff call. And then I had one call at 12:30, which was someone looking to join the program. And then literally between 1 and 2, my calendar was open, so I just made some more dials, and then I had a quick call from 2 to 2:30, and then like this one, like 3 to 4, Dakota took that one, and then so I had a whole break between like 2:30 and 4, just do more dials, work on some stuff, and then I don't have it on here, but 3 to like 4 p.m. we did a webinar for everyone who's in course careers, so that was a quick hour, and then I had another call at 4. And that one almost ran over. It ran over like 3 minutes, but I just ended it. Told them to hit me up on like my messages, and then 4:30 to 5, and then I just ended it a little early. Like, hey, I've got to jump on the group call, and like that's it. So even tomorrow's pretty busy, but I'll have other team members who will help a lot of times too with these ones. But like for next week, Monday, like you see, there's no overlaps. So
You don't color code or coordinate your calendar. It's all blue. Everything's blue on.
yeah, I just do it all blue because I just like I look at the time and I'm like, all right, what do I need to be doing now? And
Yeah.
then outside of that, that's honestly where like more organization can come into play because I literally just have like a notebook, and depending on the day, I also, if it's like not super booked, the night before, what I have noticed a difference is if I make a checklist of like everything I need to do the next day, and then I just wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna move on to the next task. And that's something I got from Brian Tracy, who we were talking about earlier. I think the like Don Palm's company that Marquise was interviewing for had the Brian Tracy quote, but he has this book called Eat the Frog. And pretty much it's like you start with your hardest task and you also list out all the tasks you need to do. And then you number all the tasks. And then you go through each task and you pick a letter like A, B, C, D for which is more important. So say you write out 10 tasks and number 5 is the most important. So it'll be 5A. And then it'll be like 7B. And then you just reorganize it, whichever one's the most important, the hardest, and that's going to make you the most money as like the most important thing. And then you just start, you do that. And until you're done, you don't do anything else. And then once you're done with that, you move on to the next one. So if you just prep a list of stuff the night before, that also helps me when, like, I say I've got a morning where it's just free from calls, then I'll do something like that and just go through the list.
That's fire.
But like the biggest tip is literally just, like I just stay in front of the computer and I try not to spend my time doing like really anything else. And especially like I try not to leave the house if I don't have to. And then it's like after this call, unless we have a team meeting, like that's really all I'll have to do for the day. So then we'll grab food or my wife will make food and we'll just kind of chill, vibe out, and yeah, just repeat the next day. So I mean, definitely like the way you set up your environment and set up like just the stuff that you have to do and don't do, it makes the biggest difference. For sure. Cause then you don't have to worry about like I gotta go do this or I gotta run and grab that, or like especially like cooking. Like I'm not gonna lie, if I may cook once a month, and it's like if I don't cook, my wife cooks or we DoorDash something. So it's like if you have to cook you gotta like figure out the recipe, you gotta buy the groceries, go get them, drive out, bring them back, make the food, clean the food, eat the food. It's like I don't know, it's tough. It's not enough time in the day to do that and work out and get done as much interviews and business and all that you need to. So it's like I'd rather just spend them extra dollars on DoorDash and get something that's like healthier and go back to work.
That's some game right there. If y'all taking some notes, I know I am.
Yeah, that's for sure what I could say I learned from trying to manage a bunch of different calendars. Yes, sir.
Nah, bro, for real though.
Thank you.
I have one for DGP. I have one for my personal. I have one for like the community, and it's like to have it all on my phone. One thing I am OCD about is color coding my home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's like I'm over here like, all right, don't cook, don't leave the house. I'm like, don't color code it. Like, hey, anytime that we can get back, that's the only thing we need, bro. We can't get our time back. We can get all the money back. Can't get the time back. So just shave it off. Cut the fat. That's fire, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's why like I even made the move from Michigan to Arizona too, because at this apartment complex, literally I can walk like not even a block, and we've got a gym that's 24 hours. So it's like when I do go to the gym, I can just work out. I feel like I've been off my schedule for gym since I've been traveling a little bit, but even then, it's like in Michigan, I had to drive maybe 15 minutes to the gym, and then you go in, you put your stuff in a locker. I knew a lot of people there too, so it's like you probably spend an hour and a half working out, and then don't let like me walk past the basketball court and see a run. And it's like there's 4 hours, then you got to go back another 20 minutes, shower. Like gym, it's literally 4-minute walk, 45-minute workout, come back, shower in like an hour, you're done with your workout and you can get back to it.
Bro.
But yeah, that's a hack. I do think too, like if you ever get like where you're overly stressed, massages are clutch too. Like if you can find a good masseuse, like that's a really good investment that I've seen. If you just feel like you're a little overwhelmed. I'm trying to think what other tips I've seen, like just in productivity, or I definitely think the biggest one is also obviously if you have like a good, like just set place where you always do your work too. So once you get into a routine of like when I'm here, I'm just kind of flowing and working on stuff. But yeah, not leaving the desk is the biggest hack.
Bro, that's so fire. Shit, I was listening to Atomic Habits, and that's when I was like, because when I first like started really getting online with it and being like glued to my computer, like I had everything like just in my room. And then when I listened to Atomic Habits and it's talking about like, you need to have designated spots for designated things. It's hard to like, bro. I swear I'd get out of bed and then I'd look at that bed be calling me like,
No, for real.
get your ass over here. I'm like, yo, it was bad. I remember when I was like, my calendar was stacked with calls, and I'm like, I got a 15-minute buffer. Like,
Yeah. Nah, bro. I used to struggle with that for sure, especially like in like at my I think it was like towards my first tech job like that I had, especially like when me and my girl moved in. It's like, bro, you got the warm bed, your girl's there too. Like, do I really feel like getting up and like doing calls? Like, nah, and it's cold. So
getting up, and I think getting like your blood moving as fast as possible, like whether it's, you know, getting straight to a walk or like the gym, like, and then coming home and just like, or just getting straight to it. I think getting up early though has been my battle. That's really the thing that, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get down packed, but it starts with your sleep schedule. And we've been, man,
facts.
I don't know how you do it. 6 hours of sleep, bro. I need
Yeah.
8. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I usually do, but like eventually I end up catching up on it.
Over the weekend.
It depends. Yeah, either over the weekend. Usually I'll end up catching up on it. But I think too, like, I don't know, it's for me, sometimes it's kind of hard to hit the gym. Like, I've tried it first thing in the morning, and I've also tried it like towards like the end of the day. I feel like the like mid, like, I don't know, like right before dinner time usually is the best for me. Because like sometimes if I hit the gym like right in the mornings, like I'll feel almost too good. Like, bro, I went to the gym, like I literally did it. Today's already a dub. And it's like I haven't really done any work or anything. And sometimes I'll be tired because like I did a really tough workout. It's like I'm like, if I could just wake up. Usually what I'll try and do too, I think I got this from Alex Hormozy. He's like, to be more disciplined and motivated, like wake up and check your bank account too. Like, but there's some days, like, especially when it was tough, I'm like, bro, I already know my shit's red. I don't want to check. I just know I gotta get to it. Like, but that is also a good tip.
I feel that. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Hormozy gave that tip. He's like, wake up, check your bank account, and then go to the computer. Like,
that's fire.
But yeah, Atomic Habits is super valid. Like some of the stuff I took from that is like we don't have a TV in our bedroom. TV's in the living room, and it's like even in that book, it's like if you find yourself like on the game too much or watching TV, like unplug it and put the remote like in the drawer, like make it hard.
Something crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that. That was some game. Just making everything that is you've been doing that you know is not taking you anywhere the most unattractive thing to do and as hard as possible, and then make everything else super easy. If it's like going to the gym in the morning, lay out your gym clothes. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just wake up. Don't even think about what to wear. Just put them on and get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. That they also said it's like decision fatigue too. Like you wake up and you spend your brain power and like, what am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? Like by the time you actually got to get into something, like you've already spent a lot of your energy just figuring out the little stuff.
Yeah. Your brain has a muscle that literally turns habits into programs that just run on autopilot so you don't have to think. So if you could take thinking out of most of your equations and use it for work, that's when you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, beat people to the punch because they're not automating the little small things. That's why they're like, all right, 15 minutes, Tuesday, 2 p.m. That's fine with me.
That's facts. Yeah. Yeah. That definitely having your like stuff just set up, especially for the gym. Like you got your clothes ready. It makes a world of a difference.
That was a good book, the reference. We still got to put together a book list.
Oh yeah, we do.
The Alchemist, 5 a.m. Club. I'm still reading that one. But
yeah, I think I started that one. I never finished it though. I started that and I started the Miracle Morning. I didn't finish it either.
I just put Chantal on the Untethered Soul because she was self-doubting herself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? I had to bust one out. That's a good one right there. Untethered Soul.
I'm gonna add that one. Yeah, I'm gonna write out a book list. We could just tag team that those videos for it too, because I think that'll be dope.
I think doing some videos for like all the tech stack and giving like a brief overview. We could probably
I was actually gonna ask that, or if we could have like kind of like a video explanation, or like even a masterclass with a little bit about like HubSpot CRM and like how those like most popular ones kind of like what they mean and what they do. So like when they do ask me about it in the interview, I could just BS it just based on like the knowledge, the basic knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Dakota, what we can do, I'll add that too to my list of like the I'll make a list on Google Docs of like all the tech stack platforms we need to do. And then if we can have like a free trial account with like the like hiring at Woke University or the support email. So that way, because I always thought about, I'm like, I use it for the tech jobs, but I don't want to share it and then like have their info out there or random leads. So I'm like, we'll just use it. We could just use it with Wealth U info.
Yeah. I like that. I have a tech stack for I think is it on the school? I gotta make
Yeah, I
sure.
know you sent me one.
The master doc, is it on the master doc though?
I don't think so.
Free tools.
I think it's under.
Let me send it in the chat. This is the tech stack that I put together for everybody. That once you have your resume created, make sure you know what tech stack is on your resume. So it's right here in the chat. Think if you can add to any of those, or if there's any categories that missing tech stack.
I'm gonna add Nooks.
Oh yeah, Nooks.
Yeah.
What's Nooks? What's the
Dialer?
Dialer. Okay.
Yeah. For meetings, let me see. Do you have one for like calendar management? Oh, appointment. I see appointment setting. Yeah, you got Chili Piper, Calendly. I've used both of those. Yeah, you got everything on here. Dang, I didn't see all of this on here. Jeez.
We should add that to the master doc.
Market intelligence too. I don't know if you want to add rep view at the bottom.
Oh yeah, salary negotiation, Glassdoor, and rep view.
Yeah. Email marketing. Do we have Apollo on that? Oh, well, Apollo's on sales engagement. Okay. Yeah, this is super organized.
Yo, rep view. Then we got what, Glassdoor and Crunchbase.
Yeah, I saw Crunchbase on there.
Okay.
You had that under the market intelligence.
Okay. Oh, market intelligence. All right.
Yeah. But anything else y'all want to cover or we should add to today's call? We only made it to 2 hours this time.
Right. It's been 3 the last like 4 in a row.
That's what I'm telling you. I feel like these calls are just going to start getting shorter and shorter because we spend so much time on them. It's like every single question that could be asked is going to start getting answered.
Dude, bro, let me share my screen. During the onboarding today, I just was like the 5 or 6 neural minutes in. Just schizoed on what's it called? Just setting everything up. Got Kevin right. Went ahead and made sure he had all his new email so he didn't get flooded with everything, and then bookmarked everything. And then even, you know what I'm saying, making sure you could see what type of space he had throughout his day to, you know, see where he can get his Glen Coco and his hyperbound. So I'm going to just incorporate that into everything on the onboarding because, bro,
Let's see.
it was overwhelming. Can you see my screen?
It's showing the infinity mirror.
Let's see. All right, so Kevin, let's see. Got all the bookmarks.
Oh, I see how you're doing it. That's smart.
And got the Apollo Chrome extension already added in there. And then making sure the calendar at least had all the community calls.
Wait, it just froze again. That's weird. It's like it's showing. I can see like the Apollo, and then it just kind of froze on like the Apollo, and it was about to start showing the bookmarks.
Oh, that's wild. Well, yeah, no, it was good. It just sucks when people have slow laptops. I'll be trying to help because I got the remote access, and I'm just like schizo real quick, get them all squared away, and yeah, sometimes it's not the best for everybody. I try to do my best for everybody and get them set up as much as I can. But yeah, man, I'm low key trying to grab some grub. I might have to, you know what I'm saying, slide up out of here.
No, same here. It's definitely time for me to grab something to eat too. So let me
Happy
know.
Friday. It's lit.
Let me know if we're jumping on to for the team call whenever. I'll make
Do you
time.
feel like the doc that or the link that Charlie sent out?
I gotta knock that out.
It's like an availability link, and it looks like all three of us are pretty much anywhere from 7 to 10 a.m. That's like our best time since the time zone overlap, and I'm sure it is for Trev too. If you fill yours out, you'll be able to see where our times are at, and then send it to Trev and have him fill it out. We'll be able to see what lines up the best for everybody.
That's a bet. I'll get on that.
All right, for sure.
Bet. Appreciate y'all.
Marquise, congrats. You guys keep killing it. Nico, put your head down, grind it out. Louis, Jason, Robinson, you guys got this.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Later.
Peace.